So you will have to put up with me for another 25 minutes or whatever. But I'll make sure that you don't go off to sleep. So, warm welcome to you all once again. And this topic is a very, very dear one to me. Because ever since I started my teaching career, way back in the late 80s, it has been so important to first start inculcating the human values into kids at a very, very young age. You might all feel, you know what, this guy is standing here, he's taught secondary school, this, that, but he's speaking something about prime. Everything's the same. Because you know what? Every single kid out there, be it in the early years, primary years, middle years, or secondary, they definitely carry with them values. That is exactly what's going to get them there in the forefront to represent from where they come from and how they are going to conduct themselves, trying to be ace citizens of a well-rounded, developed uh, personality out there in the future. So, what is education in human values? It's all about integral education that elicits the human values through all aspects of education. Now, what is this all about? Before we start this, it's a humble request from my end. Just sit down, close your eyes for a minute, and forget yourselves. Breathe normally, and just feel that breath. And just feel the love that you are giving out to this entire universe. Don't be judgmental. Just give it out. Just say, wow, I'm making someone happy. That's it. So, you may want to slowly come back to normalcy. Well, how do you all feel? You can be truthful. Yeah. Just don't say that to please me, but I think it may not just happen like that out of a jiffy, but mind you, you practice this positive reinforcement in the classroom with your kids. It really works. So, this is the education in human values, the pillars being truth, love, peace, non-violence, and right conduct. It is already there in every curriculum, but it is the duty of every single educator out there to kind of unearth this treasure out of the curriculum and try to bring it into his or her delivery. It may be within the classroom, it may be outside the classroom, or wherever. Because during the pandemic, it was really difficult. However, thanks to digital technology once again, and we were able to do this also online with kids all around the world. And you may feel, what is this all about? You know, like speaking of truth, love, peace, non-violence, right conduct. You know, it has semi branches, as you see there. I'll just pick a couple of them here because I don't want to really, go in depth all these branches of the pillars sub branches of the education, human values. During our panel discussion, we discussed about duty, caring, self respect, unity, and enthusiasm, equality, gratitude, and self confidence. That is the reason I chose to be a part of the panel discussion as well, because that was also dear to me. Because I do practice this in most of the delivery when it comes to the curriculum, and it works. For example, I'll just give you a simple example here. If you are doing the International Baccalaureate program, and if you have the primary years program in your school, this is the perfect fit in a unit of inquiry. If you're doing the CIPP or the Cambridge International Primary Program, this fits very well. And even the local curriculum, all you have to do is, how do you inculcate character education into your school curriculum? So let's dive deep. I love these little cartoons and animations because that's exactly how kids love to work. Teach the kids to love one another. And we have a tendency these days wherein we'd like to kind of distance from certain people, and we would not like to involve our kids. Please do not let this infuse like a tea bag in hot water. No, don't do it. Just leave the kids to do their judgment when it comes to how they really want to open up their hearts. See here, for example, love is in thought, is truth. Because children are so innocent at that level. And love in action is right conduct. So you already achieved the first two pillars of the education in human values. And then love in feeling is peace, peace from within. And love in understanding is non-violence. And love is the basic core value. That means one of the Indian philosophers said, hands that help are holier than lips that pray. So be a storyteller. Children just love it. They just love it. So if you don't know any story, devise a story. Everybody in this room is creative. You have that energy. You have the inspiration. You have the power to devise a story like that. You can base the story on your personal experiences and just edit the part of the drama, let me put it that way, where the actors are different. For this, I devised a story for my kids. When I say this, some of the religious schools are also present, not only in this part of the world, but also in the Western Hemisphere, everywhere. So where religion is a part of the curriculum, and they have to deliver this in norms provided to them by the local authorities. So what we did was, this is a simple story, a very simple story. There's a businessman who is traveling on a boat, and for some reason his boat gets delayed, and he's forced to take another boat of a fisherman. And the fisherman is so nice, opens up his heart and says, "Sir, please, I will help you cross the river in my boat." This guy is like, he's ready for some sort of a business meeting, all, well clad with his necktie and all that. He tries to distance himself, sits in a corner, and then he says, well, do you know that I've been preaching, I'm a preacher. Do you know this verse from this part of whatever it is, text? He said, sorry, sir, I don't have the time, and I'm not that well read to know all this. Then the businessman says, 25% of your life is wasted, man. You don't know this? And then after they go further on, he says, well, at least you know this tiny verse, which everybody knows. Say, so sorry, sir. I'm really duty bound, and I have to take care of a family, and I have many things to do. He says, wow, what a loss. 50% of your life is already wasted. And then as they go further on, there's a thunderstorm coming, and all of a sudden, the businessman, he feels his feet wet. Then the fisherman asks the businessman, sir, there's no other way, there's no chance. We are going to drown very fast because the boat's going to sink. Do you know how to swim? He says, I never learned swimming in my life. Your whole life is wasted. So, try to devise stories. Be a very nice storyteller, like how it has connection to your own personal experiences in life, except for the fact, edit the people who are enacting it. That's all. So how do we integrate? We first spoke about silent sitting. Just try this. It works. There are thousands and thousands of meditation music on YouTube. Just use it. It's there, sitting there for you. Use it for a minute and just see what a huge difference it makes on these kids. Group singing, wow, I just love that. It's fantastic. There's one song which goes on like, let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With Lord as my Father, family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. So go on with this kind of a song, and what you do is make the guys, the pandemic is over, so just let the kids enjoy holding one another's hand. Let them dance away to glory. There's so much of positive reinforcement in them, And storytelling, I already told you. Prayers, of course, here I told you, because some of the countries, some of the states, they have religion as a part of the curriculum. So you have to say, hey, come on, you come from Nepal, you come from Japan, or you come from Thailand. What do you do there? Come on. It's being non-denominational. Let me be very clear here. Non-denominational. And then I heard someone say, it was Taruna who came here and she said something in Arabic before she accepted her award. I was so fascinated listening to that. And I said, come on, how do you do that in Islam? Come on, show the kids, Or how do you do it in Hinduism? Or how do you do it in Christianity? Come on, do it. I tell you, the experience is awesome. There's no other experience like that. Group activities, endless. I'll tell you, it's not we who are creating this curriculum. I'm sorry. The kids are your inspiration. The kids are the ones who are creating this curriculum because you are at the receiving end, not them. They are the ones who are giving you the curriculum, you know, and you take the credit for it finally, which is good. Community service, you don't even have to talk about it. I don't even have to talk about it because the opportunities are endless. I will come to the community service part of it where we all can collaborate, all of us, and we can do a joint community service project. So these are the things that you can really integrate into your lesson plan. Just imagine if you integrate a mathematics song, create one. I'm sure more than half of the ones present in this class, teachers, always say class, yeah. In this room here, you would agree with me because you are excellent musicians. One can play a guitar, or maybe the other one can bring the chords on the piano, or the other one has a cello or an accordion. Use it. Use it. You are creative, use it. I just love this. It took me a long time, but I couldn't by heart this. I'm sorry about that. I have to read it out of the presentation. Excuse me for that. The greatest wisdom is in simplicity, love, respect, tolerance, sharing, gratitude, forgiveness. They are so innocent. They fight, and the next morning they're happy, hugging each other. It's not complex or elaborate. It's not rocket science. The real knowledge is free, 100% free. It's encoded in your DNA because each and every child is a university by himself or herself. So all you need is within you. Great teachers have said that from the beginning. Find your heart and you will find your way. That's all. That's the secret. So in India, where I hail from, there's a saying that the jeweler, he needs to really hit the gold hard in order to bring it into shape, right? And only then you have a wonderful chain or a earring or a necklace or whatever. Yeah? Although I'm not a very ardent lover of gold, which means the gold already exists. It's you. You are the sculptor. So the statue is already in the wood. Can you see there? Just imagine when the kid is coming out and telling you, "Oh, miss, do you know the 5 pillars? I know everything." That means you already carved your wood. You know? So I'm sorry if there are any Chinese here, but with due respect to the Chinese present in this room, I do not know who said it, but this is a self-reflection of a kid. Don't give them this sheet of paper. They'll be bored to death. Don't do it. Make it artistic. Tell the guys, for example, I like myself. Just get them all together and say, "Hey, do you like yourself?" Of course, you have to love yourself to love someone else. You know, the world famous Phyllis Crystal meditation. I'm an ardent follower of Phyllis Crystal. Phyllis Crystal lived up to the age of 102 years, even serving the community the week before she passed away. Phyllis Crystal says, "First, my dear, learn to love yourself. I love me. Feel proud about it." If you want to know more about this, I'm not trying to market Phyllis Crystal here, please, okay? But if you are interested using this in your curriculum, please go to the high C concentration meditation. So I like the way I look. I'm happy with my abilities. Yes, I am happy. I don't care if someone else doesn't like it. I'm happy with my problem solving abilities because you are able to solve your problem today. You will be able to solve your problem tomorrow. Something else will come your way, but you are definitely destined to solve that goddamn problem as well. Okay, I can contribute to society. Yes. My past does not have to define my future. Make it artistic. I don't have to tell you. You can Google images, try to make a collage, show it to the kids. Oh my God, this will be such an amazing experience. I promise. It is an amazing experience. I can accept the things I cannot change. Just put that into the kid. Let them not feel I'm inferior to someone else. You can use, I'm going to share the entire presentation with everybody present in this room. No problems at all. And I'm going to share you every single piece of resource you want for all your curriculum inclusion. So don't worry about this writing down or whatever. I'll share everything with you. So you can create something like this and say truth, right action, peace, love, non-violence. I'll just give you one quick example of each so that we'll have some more time for collaboration because the time is running out. You know, I come from a country where we really stick to time. So relax. First thing, truth. Take time out, forget all the stress of the day at this moment. Just relax. Or research on health benefits of various foods. You won't believe, I had one 3-year, 7-month-old kid from Germany who totally changed the eating habits of the entire family overnight. And the parents were like, she said, no. My teacher says I have to practice what he preaches. They are very fast to absorb. And I tell you, do it. It will work. Now, peace, pause. Take a little time from your day, which we don't do, because what we do is we sit at the dining table and we start scrolling down this nonsense. So, that is totally forbidden in my house. When we sit at the dining table, at least, you have to focus on food and you have to really enjoy and appreciate. That is the positive energy coming out of the food. Okay, next, legacy of food. You can design this into your curriculum. Think of the legacy of foods and their origins. As I told you, we'll have a conversation on that at the dining table. Natural, choose foods that are natural, non-processed, with at least the least chemical ingredients in the table, or none. None would be better. So the EHV program, how does it help? See, the physical, we already dealt with. Intellectual, definitely. Emotional, psychic, and the spiritual. Spiritual is not going and sitting in front of the altar and praying. That's not spiritual. It's like a completely new perspective and approach of the philosophy. So, you won't believe it is already being put into practice in 120 countries across the world. 120 countries. Come back to me if you need affiliations, or I'm not marketing once again because I'm practicing it. It's all out there and I'm going to help you. I'm going to share everything with you. Schools, 44 across the world. Institutes, 31. Partnership schools, 55. Complementary schools, 44. Community service programs, 110. Teacher trainers, 296. Students, 27,673. Teachers who are not even paid a single cent, who do on voluntary basis, 2,771, spread all over the world. Look at the diaspora projects which the kid did. I'm just coming to the diaspora project. I'm a diaspora expert. Sorry. So egoistic. I don't want to really. I facilitate, again an I. So no. Okay. The diaspora project for the education human values in Spain, the diaspora project in the United States, in Latvia, Benin, in West Africa, Colombia, Peru. Look at those kids sitting there and doing the silent sitting program. And these are the kids who are, doing a procession for organic farming. And this is the recycling in Benin. And we have the diaspora project in Ecuador, South Africa, the Netherlands. Finally, I told you community service. How we could involve these kids into community service. If you are part of a school or an educational organization, any organization that has got to do something with education, just contact me. That's my email and phone number. And we will be able to start joint diaspora projects which are funded. Some of the diaspora projects are funded to start these programs in your country of origin, and you have to register with the European Union projects or the diaspora portal, which I'll be able to share with you. So, time is done. So I only hope that I'm not an expert, but I only want to spread this awareness of the education and human values, how we inculcate this into the curriculum. I'll be more than happy to share some links with you as well. And if you click onto these links, I'll share this presentation, and I also give the permission to the Education 2.0 to share this presentation to whomever. So thanks a lot for your patient hearing, and I hope I haven't bored you all. And I'm really looking forward to an active collaboration from your end.
Round of applause, round of applause. Well done.